It's incredibly important for our employees that we hire to have cultural competency.
Ethically, morally, it's not okay to discriminate.
We literally cannot do business and cannot work with in an environment unless you're sensitive to all types of cultural backgrounds, and it's a ticket to success or failure in our business.
The reality is you can't become a leader in this environment without being inclusive.
If you have a lot of people that are thinking exactly the same way, they kind of have blinders on.
We need people who are getting along with each other and challenging each other, but doing it very effectively, because that's the collision of ideas is where we get our innovation and our growth.
Bottom line, as a company, it costs dollars for us not to be inclusive.
I hate to say that you'll be terminated if you don't do X, Y, or Z, because everybody comes from a different place with different skill sets. What I will say though is it is highly unlikely that somebody would be successful in our organization without having a global mindset or being culturally competent.
The biggest thing that ends up slowing a company down is innovation. And I think that if you work correctly and you get the right group of people from different backgrounds, you will quickly be able to see things that will, in my mind, make the company more successful over the long haul.
And I know that when we have one person whose behavior is disrespectful to others, mistreating others, it poisons the whole work group and sometimes the whole department.
If I had two students, one with a higher GPA but not as involved in a community or diversity, and one with a lower GPA but more well-rounded on the cultural diversity, I would absolutely 100% hire this person.
For me, it seems natural if you allow it to happen. But the difficulty often is, it's called confirmation bias, right? That we often hang around with the same people who listen to the same songs, who dress kind of the same way all the time. So it's very hard to break out of that cycle because it's a comfort zone.
It's not the kind of step-by-step of how do I learn about this culture or this ethnicity or this sexual orientation, but it's rather saying how do I respect this individual as a person and how do I share of myself, and this is how we'll start to develop the connection and start to understand the similarities but also those differences that we need to respect as we work together.
Just in the normal course of your day, pay attention to people, start greeting them, be friendly. Conversations sometimes emerge out of that. It doesn't need to be forced, but it needs to be intentional.
Well, there are a few specific things that students can do to get to know and better understand those in a different social setting, including music and food, because those are two common denominators that affect everyone's culture, everyone's background. And so understanding those things brings us to a common point of, I guess, empathy. And when you understand someone, you better understand maybe how they feel and what they do and what motivates them.
I think that the variety of your experiences, particularly at that age, is really, really important. I mean, is get involved in as many things that take you out of your comfort zone, that put you in circumstances which are different than you're accustomed to.
My advice would be experience as much as you can. Take advantage of all the, I mean, holy smokes, the university is a plethora of opportunities to get involved with different diverse groups, cultural, religious, gender, any of them.
So I think the responsibility principally lies with each of us as individuals to learn about different cultures and backgrounds by interacting with people, listening to them. That's a way to become more competent at this whole realm of relationships.
It's not the responsibility, it's the sole responsibility of white students to reach out to non-white students to understand their culture. Again, the split of, in Wisconsin, 87% Caucasian, 13% non-Caucasian. Both are interdependent, regardless of which side of that slide that you're on. So clearly, it's the obligation of both because each group is interdependent on the other.
I really encourage you, find someone that is so opposite of you and go ask questions, have a coffee with them. You know, okay, we're Madison, go have a beer with them. See what it's like to relax a little bit and get your guard down, their guard down. What happens in that exchange is magic, and it's lifelong. It'll change you.